One roll of radiant barrier foil, $20. Your attic drops from 160 degrees to under 100 degrees by the end of the day you install it. No electrician, no contractor, no permit. 2 hours with a staple gun and a utility knife. And the insulation industry, which sells you R-value by the bag, has a $12 billion reason to make sure you never understand why what is already in your attic is not doing the job you think it is. Here is what is happening above your ceiling right now. On any summer afternoon, your dark asphalt roof is absorbing 90 to 95% of every unit of solar energy hitting it. The surface temperature of that roof reaches 150 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. That heat does not stay on the surface. It radiates downward, straight through your roof deck into your attic. Your attic air temperature climbs to 130, 140, 150, sometimes 160 degrees. The air outside your front door is 95. Your attic is 65 degrees hotter. That heat pushes through your ceiling insulation into every room below. Your air conditioner is running a marathon against it all day, degree by degree, minute by minute. Every hour your attic holds that heat, your AC runs longer. Your compressor runs hotter. Your electricity bill climbs. Your equipment ages faster. Here is what you were sold as the solution. Insulation, more R-value, thicker bats, more blown-in cellulose, more fiberglass. The insulation industry will tell you to add R38, R49, R60 to your attic floor. And they are not wrong that insulation slows heat transfer. What they are not telling you is that insulation addresses conductive heat, heat that moves by contact through solid material. It does almost nothing about radiant heat, heat that moves through air as infrared radiation. And radiant heat is responsible for 93% of the heat gain in your attic. You can stack insulation to the roof deck and your attic will still reach 140 degrees on a summer afternoon because the heat is not conducted in through the insulation. It is radiated in from a 170-degree roof deck hanging directly above the space. The solution to radiant heat is not more insulation. It is a radiant barrier. Here is what a radiant barrier actually is. Aluminum foil. Technically, a sheet of polyethylene or woven material with a bonded layer of aluminum on one or both sides. The aluminum reflects radiant infrared energy instead of absorbing it. A properly installed radiant barrier reflects 97% of the radiant heat hitting its surface. The roof deck above it can be running at 170 degrees. The air on the other side of the barrier stays cool because the radiant energy never crosses. The Florida Solar Energy Center, a research division of the University of Central Florida, tested radiant barriers in residential attics across Florida and documented attic temperature reductions of 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. The Department of Energy corroborated with studies across hot climate zones showing 5 to 10% reductions in whole house cooling energy. In the hottest climates, Texas, Arizona, Florida, the Gulf states, their data showed reductions of up to 17% in cooling costs from radiant barrier alone. But the attic temperature number is where it gets dramatic. Texas A&M Energy Systems Laboratory instrumented attics with and without radiant barriers in College Station, Texas over multiple summers. Attics without barriers averaged 138 to 156 degrees on peak summer days. The same attics after radiant barrier installation averaged 97 to 108 degrees, a reduction of 40 to 50 degrees in measured attic air temperature. Not 10%, not 15%. The attic runs 40 degrees cooler. Everything below it runs cooler. The AC cycles less. The compressor lives longer. The ductwork running through the attic stops heating up the conditioned air before it reaches your rooms. The history, where this came from. NASA developed reflective foil barriers for spacecraft thermal management in the 1950s. A spacecraft in direct sunlight faces surface temperatures above 250 degrees Fahrenheit on the sun-facing side and minus 250 degrees on the shadow side. The solution was multi-layer reflective insulation, thin aluminum sheets that reflect radiant energy in both directions. The same principle applied to a building attic requires exactly one layer on one side. The technology transferred to building science in the 1970s during the oil embargo, when the Department of Energy began funding research into reducing residential cooling loads. Florida's climate made it the testing ground. The research worked. The DOE published the findings. Extension services in hot climate states published installation guides, and then the insulation lobby got involved. Here is the economics. A radiant barrier costs 10 cents to 15 cents per square foot installed by a homeowner. A one-time purchase for the life of the house. It does not degrade. It does not settle. It does not lose effectiveness over time as long as the foil surface stays clean. The insulation industry sells you bags of fiberglass and cellulose, products that do degrade, do settle, do lose our value over decades and require replacement. The market for blown-in insulation alone generates over $12 billion a year in the United States. A $20 one-time installation that reduces your cooling load by 17% permanently does not support a $12 billion annual market. So the radiant barrier section of every DOE residential energy publication stays in the appendix. The insulation section is on the front page. Exactly what to buy. Exact prices, no substitutions. Radiant barrier foil, two-sided aluminum with perforations. The perforations matter. Without them, moisture vapor cannot pass through and you risk condensation buildup on the foil surface. Search for perforated radiant barrier foil at any home improvement store or online. Attic Foil brand. 500 square feet for $67. 1,000 square feet for $127. This covers the average American attic with material to spare. For a smaller application, 1 or 2 rafter bays over your hottest rooms, a 250 square foot roll runs $35 to $45. If you want to test before committing, any hardware store carries aluminum foil bubble wrap in the insulation aisle. Not as effective as single-layer perforated foil, the bubble layer adds some conductive value but also traps moisture. For a permanent installation, use perforated single-layer foil. For a test, the bubble wrap version works well enough to prove the concept. Staple gun. If you do not own one, a basic Arrow T50 with 3/8-inch staples runs $20 at any hardware store. Utility knife. You already own one. Total for a full attic: $67 to $127 in material plus a staple gun if needed. Exact installation. 2 methods. Pick one. Method 1. Staple to rafters. Best performance. This is the installation that produces the 40 to 50 degree attic temperature reduction. The foil goes between the roof deck and the attic airspace, directly under the roof deck stapled to the bottom face of the rafters. Get into your attic in the morning before the heat builds. Bring your staple gun, your roll of foil, your utility knife, and a headlamp. Unroll the foil across the width of the attic. Let it drape loosely between rafters. Do not pull it tight. The loose drape creates a small air gap between the foil and the roof deck above it. That air gap is what allows the foil to radiate heat back up rather than conducting it through to the other side. Staple the edges to the top face of each rafter every 12 inches. Move across the attic rafter bay by rafter bay until the entire roof slope is covered. Where pieces overlap by at least 2 inches. The foil does not need to be perfect. Gaps reduce effectiveness proportionally, but a partially covered attic still performs significantly better than an uncovered one. Cover the major south and west-facing slopes first. Those of the slopes taking direct afternoon sun. If your attic runs hot over specific rooms, cover those areas first and evaluate before continuing. Work time for an average attic: 2 to 3 hours with 1 person, 90 minutes with 2 people. Method 2. Lay on attic floor. Easier, less effective. If your attic is not walkable or you do not want to navigate between rafters at 130 degrees, lay the foil directly on top of your existing attic insulation with the reflective face up. This creates a radiant barrier at floor level instead of at roof deck level. It reflects radiant heat coming from the roof deck before it reaches your ceiling insulation, rather than before it reaches the attic air. The performance difference is real. Attic air temperature will still climb because the barrier is at the bottom, not the top. But your ceiling stays cooler because the insulation below is protected from the radiant energy above. DOE testing showed ceiling temperature reductions of 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit with floor-level installation compared to 15 to 25 degrees with rafter installation. Floor-level installation is the right choice for homes with inaccessible rafter spaces. Rafter installation is worth the extra effort if your attic is accessible. One mistake that makes the whole system fail: dust. Radiant barriers work by reflecting infrared radiation. A clean aluminum surface reflects 97%. A dusty aluminum surface, one that has accumulated the fine particulate matter that floats through every attic, reflects significantly less. Within 5 to 10 years of installation, an uncovered attic floor foil loses measurable performance to dust accumulation on the upward-facing reflective surface. This is why rafter installation outperforms floor installation over the long term, in addition to the positioning advantage. Foil stapled face down under the roof deck has its reflective surface facing downward into the attic. Gravity keeps dust off it. Floor-level foil faces up and collects dust. If you install floor-level foil, plan to vacuum or wipe the surface every few years. If you install rafter-level foil, one installation, no maintenance. What this does not fix. Radiant barrier addresses radiant heat, 93% of your attic heat gain. It does not address blocked soffit vents. If your intake vents are choked with insulation, your attic will still accumulate heat that has no path to exit. The radiant barrier reduces how much heat enters. Proper ventilation removes the heat that gets in anyway. Both systems together, a $20 radiant barrier installation and cleared soffit vents, produce the most dramatic results. Either one alone is significant. Both together is the complete system. And if you live in a cold climate, northern Minnesota, upstate New York, Montana, the calculus changes. A radiant barrier in a cold climate reflects heat back into the attic in winter when you want that heat to stay in the house. Net effect in very cold climates is close to neutral. In hot climates, anywhere south of a line from roughly Virginia to Kansas, the summer cooling benefit outweighs the minor winter heating reduction. If you live where summer cooling costs more than winter heating, install it. One roll of foil, $20, 2 hours on a Saturday morning before the heat builds. Your attic runs 40 degrees cooler by afternoon. Your AC cycles shorter by evening. Your electricity bill starts dropping with the next statement. NASA developed this technology to keep spacecraft alive in direct sunlight at 250 degrees. Your roof deck is running at 170. The physics are identical. The foil costs $20 at a home improvement store. The insulation industry sells you more bags of fiberglass. The DOE published the radiant barrier data in the same report. The front page has the insulation recommendations. The appendix has the foil. $20. 2 hours. The hottest room in your house gets quieter this weekend. Drop a comment and tell me what your attic temperature is running right now if you have a thermometer up there. I want to know what people are actually dealing with across different climates. And if this is the kind of knowledge you want more of, subscribe. One video a week, always the same idea. The most useful knowledge is almost never the knowledge someone is trying to sell you. I'll see you in the next one.